Yeah, we got creative during the mixed series.
The smiles get bigger the higher.
Or like some of them, like, you know, it's just different interpretations.
Is this going to be always moving forward, or just because? Is this just because there's so many tables running? Because of so many tables.
Yeah, that's why they did it, because that area now they can put like 2 or 3 tables there.
But this won't be a thing in no limit, unless there's.
Why, you don't like it?
You're putting words straight in my mouth.
Well, no, I'm asking, you don't want it to be a thing?
I'm just curious.
It's lower production costs too. You don't need to have you don't have to have the dude that operates the crane.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it costs less money to be in here.
Yeah, I kind of like actually. I probably prefer being separate.
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
You kind of feel secluded up there, anyways.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm in the bustle.
It's not a too big deal. It is nice to have less noise, I guess.
It's about the same. Yeah, about the same.
Players are discussing the new studio room we have
hear
here
Chewy's
at the
laugh
PokerGo
okay?
studio.
No, that's the worst part. Is that
Name
is
to
Chewy
be
here?
determined.
I don't think so.
I think he's a Triton. It's like, I want to hear Chewy's laugh.
I don't think it started yet, did it?
People flew out for it, though.
Oh, yeah.
It starts very soon.
There's some really like.
I don't think
good
he hasn't been to one, has he?
I don't think so. He told me he was going to go, though.
Those are good fields for him.
I would be surprised if he doesn't go at some point.
He's going.
Yeah. Oh, to this one.
Yeah, I think he is. I agree that they're good fields for him, too.
Yeah. He had a good no limit series, didn't he?
Yeah, he got second in the Super High Roller Bowl.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then he won something. He won a 10K on his first day.
Yeah. So he's ready.
Parson getting right to work here,
He's ready to
exercising
go.
that chip lead
Spin it
and
up.
attacking
so.
I mean, it
second
is
in
nice.
chips.
It is nice to go play
Dustin
bigger
Goldklang
than you
Parson
normally do when you're.
with the best of it here
On an upswing?
Yeah.
on the river.
Playing bigger when you're on a downswing is like not always the most fun. You know.
Tends to be the
The
standard.
funny
though.
thing is, like, a lot of people like doing it that way, which is
Goldklang
like,
gives it
retarded.
up.
Like, I'm losing. We got to play bigger and get it back. I don't know. At least
I mean, it's an emotional thing. Well, I got the button twice. So nice.
okay. Oh, you guys didn't read that?
I don't.
This event number
do
2,
bigger or
$7,600
smaller. I just play
PLO
next
Bounty.
time I play if I'm gonna win.
$5,000 to the regular prize pool,
end it.
$2,500 for each bounty.
Oh, okay.
Those
Why not?
red
That's how you end it.
bounty circular
Oh,
chip-looking
this is-
things
this
in
is
front of
take
each
the
player.
time
Those
Healthy
are
jump right here.
those represent the
time off
bounties that
until
they
it-
have. The
Until
larger
you're
that
feeling
stack,
good.
the more $2,500 bounties
is
the
a healthy
player has
jump.
earned so far.
Yeah.
149
One
entries in
hand?
this event to
I thought we had
start.
14 minutes left.
Down to the final
Oh,
6 here.
we had 1 minute?
22
No, we
were
got to
in the
get this
money.
thing over, man.
Oh, it was 114.
I've got UFC
These
to watch. We've
final
got
6
another
players
tournament
playing
to
for
play.
$149,000 first place
Does
prize.
anyone know what time the last final table ended? The 5K?
Everyone
Pretty
guaranteed
fast. It's like
Really?
$37,000
Oh, so they still have time to
in
register?
change.
It was like 3
Oh
hours.
yeah, plenty. They were also deeper than us.
If you are
They were?
joining us
think so.
on the PokerGo YouTube channel,
Same structure.
thank you very much. Hit that like button. Show us some love. Be bringing you a handful of final tables from this PGT PLO series over the next week and a half or so. My name is Donnie Peters. Flying solo today, but happy to be here. A lovely Saturday afternoon in Las Vegas. Action here folding over to Allan Lee in the cutoff seat. Ace, Queen, 9-4 double suited.
Or him, or him, or him.
Oh, so we've only played one together,
We're
right?
going to be playing some no limit tournaments here.
But I'm saying a final table too.
Yeah.
We have?
Yeah, I usually play like a 3-hand or
Oh yeah.
of like 10K or 25K.
Did you win?
No, I was like 4th or something like that. But third.
Lee raised to
guess it was
375,000.
me,
Brian Rast is
Alex.
going to defend from the
hope
big
so.
blind.
I think it was 3-handed.
King Jack 4,
Yeah.
2 clubs. So top 2 pair here for
I remember
Rast.
the table out there ran during the.
Maybe
Didn't we
Has
golf and then?
Club flush draw.
Probably. Yeah.
And then
He's got the ace
Alright.
queen for a straight draw to Broadway as well. 10 of clubs on the
Long
turn. That's a straight flush,
Yes,
ladies
it
and
is, 13
gentlemen.
out.
As long as
Quite a way to start this one. Lee with a hammerlock now on this hand. Could be trouble for Brian Rast. Action was check, check on the flop. Rast checked the turn again. Lee's reaching, gonna come with the bet here. 375,000.
Are we supposed to turn our phones in? Oh.
Brian Rast makes the call. More than 1.7 million in the river here. 8 on the river. Similar stacks remaining between these two. 2.5 million left for Rast. 2.6 million for Lee. We're going to see a bet here from Lee. Question is how big. He has that straight flush.
That's 925.
925,000. Just about half pot here. Brian Rast gives it up.
One move.
You got to show the straight flush, Allan. Come on. Allan Lee chipping up with that pot, now up to second in chips. Eelis Parssinen, the Finn, still out in front. More than 5 million in Parssinen stacked. Cold Rummer saying, imagine if he got a king on the river, that would have been sick. Yeah, a king or a jack would have filled up Brian Rast and made it extremely troublesome there. But he faded disaster. Let us know who you guys are rooting for in the chat today. These 6 players all extremely well versed in pot limit Omaha, as you'll expect, you know, from this entire series and all these final table streams. Action here folding to Brian Rast in the small blind, queen 10-10-3. He's gonna limp in. Parson in with the ace queen 7-3. Got the ace queen of diamonds in his hand.
There's 450.
Pot size raise there from Pärssinen. The Finnish high stakes pro, always extra aggressive when he plays. Brian Rast is going to come along here.
That's it.
Ace 7-5, 2 clubs. Brian Rast does have the queen 10 of clubs in his hand.
Check.
Top 2 pair for Parson in here, aces and 7s.
Hot.
1.50.
Pot size bet announced here from Eelis. More than 1 million. 1,050,000 is the bet here. All right, Rast is
See,
moving
baby.
all in. Parson and calls. Here we go. We've already seen a straight flush. Now we have an all-in and call.
The queen 3.
Fireworks to start here at the event number 2 final table.
Let's go ahead and move this one.
Brian Rast is at risk here. He's going to need some help. You guys can see the
win-win for you,
outs
Brian.
at the top of the screen. Rast looking for a
the
club
fight or
or a
double.
10. Parson in here with top 2 pair. 60% equity. Trying to knock out Brian Rast in 6th place.
Yeah, those are the most important ones.
Ah, Jack.
Put those next to each other.
A Jack or 10 could turn.
Oh, you put the highest ones on.
I mean, obviously, I'm not saying it's only plan A.
I had
right? There's plan B and C, but A is definitely the fucking goal.
Like King 7,
You know.
6, 3, 3 red. So you're.
There's like 5-5, you know, that's another one.
Turn
All right,
card
that's-
is the 8 of hearts.
That's not a good one. See, now we're down to plan
Red
A,
card,
basically.
please.
The additional
It is-
plans not
Could be
coming
great.
through for Brian
is,
Rast,
Ellis.
the backup plans. He's going to need a club or a 10 here on the river. It
Yeah,
is
Brian.
the ace of spades, filling up Eelis Parssinen. Brian Rast is going to exit in 6th place. $37,250 is Brian Rast's payday,
You started with one and you ended
plus
with one.
whichever bounties he earned on the way to this final table. Parssinen now chipping up to
Enjoy the fight.
nearly 7.6 million in
See you later.
chips.
Well, now I definitely have time to go watch them.
By far and away the chip leader. Also adds
All right, guys.
that $2,500
GG.
bounty
GG.
of Brian Rast.
What is this, Ellis?
It's an upcoming race.
Blind race.
What is this blind race? What is that?
It's a blind race.
And we are down to 5. If you are watching on YouTube,
450?
you guys can find the payouts for the
what is
final
that?
table in the description of the video. $149,000 up top. Also 6 figures for second place.
this bull.
$104,300 for the runner-up. These 5 players right now are guaranteed $44,700. My name is Donnie Peters. It's a pleasure calling the action for you guys today. Event number 2 from the PGT PLO series. 149 entries in this one. $7,600 was the buy-in.
It's going to be hard to outlast.
A little bit of a unique buy-in that you don't see
the same
so
thing about you.
often, but we switched it up from the first time that we
Awkward
ran the
fish
PGT
cockroach.
PLO series. The first time that we ran the bounty tournament, it was a $5,000 buy-in, which kind of messed with the payouts
Always
a little
having
bit, made
chips.
them smaller than, you know, not only us on the PGT, but also the players might want to see.
can
So
be a- I
we
never
kicked it up to
near that.
7,600. That allows
I
us
can
for
be.
$2,500 to go
I
to
have the
each
gear.
person's bounty, and then $5,000 into the prize pool. Goldklang here is going to limp in on the button. Ace, Jack, 9 deuce. Parson is going to call from the small blind, Ace 10, 9 8. Sean Winters in the big blind with Jack 8, 6 6. He checks. 3 ways here to the flop. King 8 7, 2 spades here. Parssinen looking good here on this board. Got the pair of 8s. He's got the 10-9 working for a straight draw. His pair of 8s, of course, out-kicking Sean Winters' pair of 8s. Action checked over to Goldklang. He's going to bet 200,000. Parson calls. Winter gets out of the way. Heads up to the turn, a million chips in the middle. 7 on the turn, pairs the board.
Check.
Parson checks.
Check.
Goldklang checks behind. 6 of spades on the river. Completes a straight for Eelis Parssinen. 10 high straight. Sean Winter, had he stuck around, would have filled up. 6 is full of 7s.
Check.
Parson checks.
Straight.
Goldklang checks behind. That straight's going to win it for Parssinen, and the chip leader continues to climb. Now up over 8 million in chips.
Doogie.
Can I have the card? Thank you.
So far, running away with this thing. Eelis Parssinen out of Helsinki, Finland, professional poker player. He is a WSOP gold bracelet winner. He's 5th on Finland's all-time money list. Enjoys golf, enjoys tennis. Believe he traveled over here for this series alongside Joni Jonkamainen and Jonas Kronwitter. They came over for the first PGT PLO series as well. They're back for this one. It's a pleasure to have them here. Pärssinen now working with 44% of the chips in play. 5 players remaining. Got to give a shout out to all of our mods on YouTube. Russell, Christy, I see you guys out there. Russell, you asked if I was alone today. Yes, I am alone today. My compadre Remco Rinkema is off doing a bike race, I think down in St. George. Hopefully he won. We don't like losers here, we only like winners, so hopefully Remco came out on top. I was supposed to be joined by Brent Hanks, but dealing with a bit of a stomach bug, so
Old.
I guess my first time doing commentary alongside the great Brent Hanks will have to be delayed for now.
Oh.
Did you make any leaderboard bets, Ellis, for the series? No. Did you last? I thought you did last season. Like,
I didn't.
maybe someone.
Crossbook Van Leon.
I'm cross-booking
Oh,
last night
that was it. Oh,
quite a bit.
you're doing.
We had on the first one, and today
You crossed with
we
it.
ended up being in similar stuff.
You crossed with him on the 100K.
Not I don't know.
Good dodge. He asked me too, and I was like, nah.
Oh, he asked you.
He asked me to.
I thought you guys had 30%.
Nah. He wanted to. I said no. I could feel it, you know.
Dylan Weisman
Scared
there
of the
brought
blinds.
up the leaderboard, referencing the PGT PLO Series leaderboard. All of these events at the PGT PLO Series, well, excuse me, every event excluding the final event, event number 10, but the first 9 events all count towards the leaderboard. Players will earn PGT leaderboard points for finishing in the money. The player to accumulate the
Nothing
most
to do with
points
potentially having to pay out
in
$1
the
million
9
or something.
qualifying events from this series will be crowned the
Only scared of
PGT
him.
PLO Series champion.
Yeah, I'm not that
And
rich.
that player will win the $25,000 championship bonus. First time we held this series back in the spring, it was Lataro Guerra, who won 3 events,
he laying
topped
you?
the leaderboard, and he took home that $25K championship bonus. Here you see Parson coming in with a raise to 375. King, 3-3 for him. Allan Lee decides to 3-bet from the small blind with ace, jack, 6-5. Allan Lee second in chips against Pärssinen. Not the greatest hand here for Allan Lee, but I think he's just really attacking this spot. Pärssinen is a very aggressive player.
10 seconds.
Yesterday, on day 1 of this event, on the bubble, Pärssinen was just abusing, just chipping up. He likes to stay involved. He likes to put his opponents to the test. So given the chip lead that Pärssinen has here, you know, one would expect that he's going to be raising a lot and attacking a lot, especially when you have Sean Winter at the table, who's working with just 9 big blinds. But Allan Lee, a very experienced tournament Omaha player, is going to attack Pärssinen here. And if you're in Parsonen's shoes, I mean, you got to figure that Allan Lee probably has a pretty good hand because he's second in chips. Is he going to want to jeopardize his position against the chip leader? We can obviously see that Allan Lee had the ace-jack 6-5, but well-timed there from Allan Lee. Getting Pärssinen to put that King, 3-3 into the muck.
Single-suited ladies.
3 kings. Ace, king, king, king.
It's always 3 kings, isn't it?
See if we can get us
I
up
think we should
over
name that game after
100
yourself.
likes early on here on
Ace, king,
YouTube.
king, king. Call that
Hit
the
that like
winters.
button, hit the thumbs up. Show us some love, please. We are bringing
There's
you
no like
free
PLO
coverage
and-
here
It's not like in Hold'em that people have
of the PGT
named
PLO
hands. There's no, like,
series.
named
Some
PLO
would call it
hands,
the
right?
great game.
Yeah. All right, that's the winters. The ace, king, 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 rainbow.
We have a lot more to name, too, than No Limit.
Yeah, there really aren't.
If you're joining us a little late, we already lost Brian Rast in 6th place. Eelis Parssinen busted him. And Parsonen's going to stay on the gas here. Ace 9-8-8. Comes in with a raise. Sean Winter puts those queens into the muck. Dylan Weisman with a bit of a chuckle while action sits here with Allan Lee. He has King 10, 9-5 double suited.
Cool.
Gives it up. Jason Zambricki gifting 1 PokerGo YouTube membership. Appreciate you. The winner of that was Love Fist. Congrats. I believe it's $2.99 for those YouTube community memberships. You get special loyalty badges. You get access to special emojis that you can put into the chat. We'll call out your questions, your comments a little bit more here on the stream. And then also Remco is working to actively drop special members-only content, such as stuff from High Stakes Poker, the World Series of Poker, etc. Again, that's $2.99 a month for joining the YouTube community. We call it the Rail here on the YouTube channel. Shout out to everyone who is a member of the Rail. Goldklang here did come along from the big blind. Action was checked on the flop. Turn here, Goldklang checks, Pärssinen comes with 325K. Goldklang makes the call. Goldklang looking very good here. 7 on the river. Goldklang still out in front with the Broadway straight. Parson is going to check back the 8 high straight, and Goldklang is going to take this one.
Scooter.
Dustin Goldklang, hometown of Atlanta, Georgia, now resides in Asheville, North Carolina. Lists his profession as a poker player, a coach, and a cryptocurrency trader. Enjoys puzzles, cooking, and playing with his dog. Who doesn't love playing with their dog? At this summer's World Series of Poker in July, Goldklang took second in the $3,000 pot limit Omaha 6-handed tournament for just under $300,000.
Not that time either, huh? Keep trying.
Sean Winter here under the
Gosh,
gun, Jack
dang.
10, 9-9. He's
Couldn't
going to
make
give
him
it up
No,
though.
no, it was working every way.
Winter's got 1.375 million. He's going to be in the big blind the next hand. Something to keep your eye on because he's going to have to post that big blind ante, also pay the big blind. So the short stack will get a little bit shorter unless he finds something to battle with. Goldklang here is going to limp in from the small blind. Ace, Queen, 6-5. Parson's no limping here. He's going to raise it up to 450 with Ace, King, 9-7. It would not be fun to be in Dustin Goldklang's seat with the aggressive chip leader on your direct
There's 3
left.
bumblebees behind her.
Goldklang does make the
He
call
couldn't
off the
see.
flop.
Oh, sorry,
We go
sorry,
Jack, 6-4, 2 clubs. Goldklang checks. Parson and not much of anything here. Parson checks behind King on the turn. Flips the percentages here. Now it's Parson out in front.
Check.
Check, check once again. River is the queen of clubs. 2 pair now for Goldklang as the percentages flip back the other way. As long as Goldklang doesn't fold, he'll win this one at showdown. He checks. Does Parson want to take a stab at this one? One-time extension used.
$600.
600,000 is the bet from
How much was
Parson.
in there before the bet?
150.
Goldklang now has a pretty big decision here. He's got 3 million behind in his stack. If he is able to find the call button, he will win this pot and chip up nicely, but certainly not easy to do so. Goldklang does give it up, and the aggression pays off once again for Pärssinen. Chipping right back up, just shy of 8 million now for Eelis.
Oh no.
Looks like we've lost table audio. See a shot of this new renovated studio here.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
At the poker
This
studio.
is really
Table
better.
audio.
It's really good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, it's really good. We were supposed to do it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it in the mix series the whole time.
1, 2.
So what the players are
So when
referencing
there's
there
5
is
minutes left on the level, they just draw. how many?
Randomized. Draw. Yeah.
5 minutes left
random
on
draw.
every
Yeah.
single level.
Pick
They
one
pause
true
the
answer.
clock.
Between 1 and 5.
They draw for a certain number of hands to be played. That is to prevent any sort of stalling tactics that may be deployed by the players remaining. You know, maybe you want to set yourself up on the button for when the next level goes up, so you stall a little bit, use some time extensions, all that sort of stuff. But if you just play a set number of hands, that gets removed. Here you can take a look at the #1 app for poker players. GTO Wizard is the ultimate tool to take your poker game to the next level. Browse GTO
1,
solutions,
2, 3, 5.
practice every situation,
Humble
learn
guy.
from top coaches,
Excuse me?
and so
Humble
much
time.
more. GTOwizard.com/PokerGo will get you
Yeah, I was gonna
free
say, maybe it
access
might not
for
be
your
gamble
first
time.
24 hours, as well as 10% off your first purchase. I use GTO Wizard regularly. I absolutely love it. They just came out with the GTO Wizard AI. I believe in their roadmap is Pot Limit Omaha coming soon, which is great to see. More solutions for all different kinds of poker variants out there. So Sean Winter did go through his blinds there, or his big blind there, I should say. Now has 1,075,000. He'll be in the small blind here. Dylan Weisman, just above 10 big blinds. He's under the gun here.
My turn. My turn. My turn. My turn.
Sorry.
Goldklang folding on a turn a little bit. Now he'll put his hand into the muck after Weisman does. And
Raise.
as he has been doing often, Pärssinen is coming in with a raise on the button, 375K. Winter gives it up. Action now over to Allan Lee in the big blind.
Well,
He gives it up. Chip leader keeps climbing. I feel like this is a theme. We're just gonna keep seeing Eelis Parssinen
Easy money.
continue to raise
Easy game.
until players really start being able to fight back against him. But even then, I mean, Eelis is extremely well versed in pot limit Omaha, so I'm sure he'll still be quite tricky in terms of how he's going to navigate against his opponents.
This thing
Allan
might be
Lee
done
sitting
in
in second place
an
behind
hour.
Parson and
Yeah, it could be.
Goldklang in
I don't
third.
see it going long.
As I said, we were pretty short. Ellis had the most. He had 45 bigs to start, and then so it would have been 30. He had 30 bigs to start.
And it jumps to 150, the blind, so
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah,
it's
and
into
he
it.
had 4.8 or
Yeah, this
whatever.
is a high level for five-handed.
Yeah, it's 30-minute levels,
is-
right? Not 40-minute levels.
Uh,
We know.
No, but this is
It's good- it's
usually
good,
this
125.
is usually like the last level.
Yeah, but it's because we're playing 30 and not 40-minute levels.
Yeah.
Is that a little brag from Sean Winter that he's made plenty of these final tables here at the PokerGO studio? Eelis Parssinen in the cutoff seat, coming in with a raise, of course.
How come
10
they got
10
a
7
discount?
4.
I don't get a discount. It's not nice.
He respects your game. You're too good. Too many flop check raises.
In the small blind here is Allan Lee, ace, king, queen, 7. He's got one suit, suited to the ace in spades. We've already seen Allan Lee fight back against Parssinen on one occasion. Will he elect to do it again here? You know, you might think that Allan Lee could just sit pretty here overall in second place. Not really too much risk. Doesn't have to battle with Parssinen much. But I think Allan Lee's probably thinking, if I want to put myself in the best position to win, maybe I pick some spots to fight back against Parssinen. Does take the conservative approach there and puts his hand in the muck, and Dylan Weisman also is going to fold. Show that ace.
First one I looked at, too.
And more chips for Parssinen.
Oh, yeah.
The race to the bottom, Sean.
What's up?
Race to the bottom.
Chilling. Chilling.
This is going to be the 12th hand of today's final table. Eelis Parssinen has won 8 of the 11 hands played already. Allan Lee's won 2. Goldklang has won 1 hand. Both Dylan Weisman and Sean Winter have not won a hand yet. As things stand right now, Eelis Parssinen and Allan Lee are the only 2 players who have increased their stack on the day. Goldklang, Weisman, and Winter are all down from where they started the day. Winter is down the most. He's down 750K from where he began the day. Parssinen here is the ace, queen, 7 deuce. It's good enough for the chip leader to come in with a raise. 525,000. Sean Winter finds the ace, king, queen, 3. Into the muck it goes. Over to Dylan Weisman in the small blind here. He also folds. Dustin Goldklang kicks his hand into the muck, and another pot is pushed to Eelis Parssinen. He continues to be raising pre-flop and just collecting the blinds and ante over and over and over again. Closing in on 100 likes on the video on YouTube. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Appreciate everyone who is tuning into this event number 2 final table here at the PGT PLO series from the PokerGO studio in Las Vegas. A little bit of a different look here with the studio that we are broadcasting from. It is our secondary studio across the hall from the main room. The reason why we're using this room versus the other room is that the PLO series draws very good numbers. So we have to put some additional tables in the main room to help accommodate everyone, get them in. We don't want long alternate lines. I mean, alternates are a good problem to have at the end of the day, but You know, we'd like to get the players in the seats as soon as possible. Running today over in the main room is event number 3, a $10,000 buy-in pot limit Omaha tournament. That has about 60 or 70 entries, I believe so, right now. That number will climb throughout the day with registration closing around 4:30 p.m. Vegas time. Would expect that field size to continue to grow, both with some new entries and re-entries. Would expect these players here to all hop into that one once they get done here. You guys can follow coverage of that event over on PGT.com. Just click the little live reporting button. Tim Duckworth, Mickey Doft, they are running the live reporting show for all you guys. Hand histories, chip counts, payouts, all that good stuff available on PGT.com.
Pot.
1.4.
Looks like we lost the graphics here. Apologies for that. But nonetheless, Eelis Parssinen just adding more chips. The guy is a
Are we
machine.
gonna put up a fight, or what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about this?
All right, Sean, you go first. Take a stand.
So far, the only person to really fight back was Allan Lee.
It's the perfect time for you to take
He
a
had
stand,
that
Sean.
3-bet pre-flop, and that was kind of it.
That sounds, that's what
Dustin
it sounded like to
Goldklang
me.
has, you know, gone to battle a little bit against Eelis Parssinen, but hard to play out of position against a player as skilled and experienced as Parssinen, who also has such a chip stack. He's now up to 10 million, is the Finnish high-stakes pro. Allan Lee pretty comfortably in second place, 4.3 million. Goldklang getting shorter. He's on 2.1 million now, but the two short stacks, Dylan Weisman and Sean Winter, the most at risk, especially now that the blinds have gone up to 100,000, 200,000. Weisman's working on 6 big blinds, Winter's on 5 big blinds, and Winter is in the big blind. So he posted that 200K big blind ante and has an additional 200K out there now. Weisman gives it up. Goldklang gives it up. Parson in here in the small blind. Let's see what he's going to do. Probably just going to apply some pressure. Yes, he is.
Wow.
Pot size raised. 600K from Pärssinen.
Wow. I got a loser.
Sean Winter throws his hand into the muck. After that, Sean Winter's going to enter the small blind now with 600K in his stack. So he's working with just 3 big blinds here. Eelis Parssinen just continues to climb every single hand, going his way, just about every single hand. He's won 11 of the 14 hands played so far.
Where's your bounties? Behind your chips?
Yeah.
How do you guys have so many showdowns?
Try harder.
No. What?
All those little red bounty chips there, signifying
Isaac
that a player
Kempton
has
had
knocked out
0 bounties,
another player
like half of a bounty.
over the
Rast
course of
had-
this
and
tournament
Rast
and
had
earned
one.
$2,500.
Yeah, he didn't get a bounty until he.
Well, he
knocked out.
max late red.
Looks like Eelis Parssinen has 10 of them, so that's 25K in prize money right there,
he,
sitting
like,
in front of
chopped
him
the
on those
pot or
red
something.
chips.
Yeah,
Action here over to Parssinen on the button.
I think came in 8th, 9th, I think.
I'm not even sure he needs to look at his hand at this point. He's just going to probably come in with a raise.
3, 5 and 2.
Parssinen. 4 mystery cards here, just coming into 500K. Is this the one that Sean Winter goes with? I mean, at some point he's going to have to take a stand. He's got some free hands coming up, so he puts that one into the muck.
You win.
Allan Lee folds from the big blind, and just more chips for Parson. He did have the King 9, 8, 7 there with 1 suit.
Sean, how much do you have right now?
5.
For anyone out there who has ever entered a final table or even just ran pretty deep in a tournament with a large chip lead, this is how you use a chip lead. You keep your foot on the gas, you put the pedal to the floor, and you do not stop putting the pressure on your opponents. That is exactly what Eelis Parssinen is doing here. No one is able to fight back. Everyone is just absolutely handcuffed. Right now, everyone left is guaranteed $44,700.
Mark card, please be an ace.
The pay jump is just about 15K.
How much you coming? I guess we'll worry about it later.
This is the million.
Okay.
Exactly.
Another raise here from Parssinen, this time out of the cutoff with the ace, queen, 10-5. Sean Winter's got the jack 8-8-5 and probably going to put that into the muck with the way he's been playing. Yep, there it is. Over to Allan Lee. Ace 6-4-4. He folds from the small blind.
Couldn't really.
Dylan
I saw it
Weisman
at first off the pitch, and then I couldn't see it again.
also folds. Dylan Weisman now down to 800,000. Sean Winter is the shortest stack with 500,000.
Oldest trick in the book: running cold with the red deck. Request the blue deck.
I'll take it too.
Sean Winter trying to pull out all the stops here, getting a new deck in there. Play for free and have a chance to win real prizes with PokerGO Play. Start playing now at PokerGoPlay.com or download the game in the App Store or on Google Play. The next generation of poker gaming is here with PokerGO Play. Sean Winter had requested a new deck, and he gets one here. The red deck's out, the blue deck is in. Let's see if that changes things up a little bit for the short stacks. Winter's got just 2.5 big blinds here.
Sure.
What do you guys think out there? Do you think Sean Winter's getting a little bit too short? Do you think he's just got to kind of find any 4 cards and go with it? I would expect Parson's going to be raising this one. The queen, jack, 8-7 double suited. And there it is. He announces pot.
Can we get a
Sean Winter just puts his hand into the muck. So first hand of the new deck, not doing so good for Sean Winter. Much of the same. He folds once again. Goldklang here in the big blind. He also folds. I mean, this is just an absolute dream scenario for Eelis Parssinen. And also not the worst scenario for Allan Lee. You know, he's comfortably in second place. As long as he can just stay out of the way of any sort of big clash, you know, Allan Lee should be able to, you know, maneuver his way to third place a large percentage of the time. And then go from there. It's a really tricky spot for Dylan Weisman. You know, he's super short. Weisman's got 700K, so 3.5 big blinds. But Sean Winter's over there with 2.5 big blinds. Sean Winter's under the gun this hand. He's going to be in the big blind the next hand. Have to put 2 big blinds out there. 1 for the big blind ante, 1 for the big blind itself. So if you're Dylan Weisman, it's almost like, you know, you kind of just want to find like the deuce 7, 10 king and just put it into the muck. Now, you know, not really have anything that's going to force you to play and lose out on getting that additional 15K pay jump. Sean Winter here, king, queen, 9, deuce. Yeah, I think you can see the little smirk on his face there.
I don't think I was a winner. Jesus. I don't know.
Winter's hand into the muck. Lee follows suit.
I don't have the winner either.
Me either.
Dylan Weisman
Alice
also
has the winner.
folds. Goldklang
Pretty
just
good
he
hand.
doesn't even try. He just
Alice
doesn't
has
even
the
try
winner.
to limp. He just folds. Eelis Parssinen gets the walk with the ace king 3 deuce
I got
there.
3 of those cards. Sean, you have 500K right now?
Pärssinen now
Yes,
up to
300.
12 million. He's got 64% of the chips in play.
Does it reopen the pot if he shoves and there's a limp? If you shove
That's a
for
good question.
100K?
Allan. But,
Question.
yeah, this is an actual question.
Sean's in the big. He has 300 total. If it's limped to him and he shoves his last 100K, is it reopen the action?
I think it's less than minimum raise, so it's not open.
Okay.
Players just verifying the rules there.
Thank you.
That's a
If
good
this
question.
were to be a limped pot,
This is
and
exactly
Sean Winter
half.
were to go all in from the big blind, it would not reopen
So
the
they're
action.
saying
It
it has to be
sounds like,
complete,
so.
so he has to have 200.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Got it.
And then everything after that would be like the half thing that you're used to. Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to go down like this. I mean, I didn't even swing.
All right, so Sean
been swinging
Winter's
this whole
got
time.
Man.
200K posted for the big blind ante, 200K out there for the big blind. He's got 100K behind, so he's going to be all in this hand or the next one. He'll be forced all in from the small blind. Allan Lee here limps under the gun with 10, 10, 9, 8. He's also got diamonds in his hand.
No swing for me. What's good, Chris? I didn't see.
See though.
In these circumstances, all the time. We can hang out this way anytime you want.
100%.
Action now on Dustin Goldklang from the button. Ace 10, 6, 5.
10 seconds.
He's going to put his hand into the muck. Parson in here, the overwhelming chip leader.
100,000.
Raises it up to 800,000. He's got at least the ace 9, 8 in his hand.
Call.
All right, Winter calls all in with king, king, 4 deuce. Not the greatest hand, but I mean, when you're in the position that Sean Winter's in right now, you can't really ask for much. Action now back over to Allan Lee.
10 seconds. Time.
I have a monster.
Allan Lee folds, and we're going to be heads up right now.
Mine is better.
Pärssinen versus Winter. Winter
Jack
is
nine?
at risk. He's got the king, king, 4 deuce. We'll be able to see now what Parsonen's other hand is, or other card is, excuse me.
Oh, wow. You have King Sean?
I'm assuming he had
Kings.
kings.
I hope he did.
I'm
Ace
kidding. I
9,
bet he
8,
probably
6,
had
double
ace.
suited
can't
for
hold that one.
Pärssinen.
You're not gonna
Sean
tell us?
Winter is the player at risk.
He doesn't,
You don't want
know
to
how.
lose it. You don't want to win this.
Yes, he does.
Makes no point. You guys can
Why
see
would
it
he
later.
want to win
You want to
this?
make a 2K side pot?
You guys can see the percentages on
Yeah,
your
I'll give you
screen.
some EV. Okay.
Very much a
What?
flip
What do you mean?
here.
I'll bet you 2K I win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
A little side bet here.
Don't pay him the bounty.
He had an
That-
ace. He had an ace.
That
You had
hand
8, 9, 6
never
is
miss.
live.
Never
Yeah, but
miss.
you hit
Will
two
never
pair I have hearts.
Queen,
pair of hearts.
9,
6
3.
hearts on the turn. Come
Rainbow
on.
here. Sean Winter's kings still out in front.
It's a fair fight.
I had an ace.
Parsinen picks up a pair of
7
nines
of
here.
clubs, please.
He's also got backdoor
Seven.
clubs.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
3 of spades on the turn. Winter now
no.
an overwhelming leader in this hand, looking to double up. Jack
1,000
on
my
the
way,
river,
Poppy.
and that is going to
Ay-ya.
give the double up to Sean Winter.
Unbelievable.
Sit back
I
down,
agree.
sir.
Oh, it's the same guy.
Oh, nice fold, Allan. Kings are good.
I had a winner.
You had a winner?
Yeah.
I believe that.
King 10? King, king 10?
Bad aces.
Turn my volume up. I could
You got aces in an ace. You're just playing the 8, 9, 8, 6. Just
I can barely hear him.
Still be enough.
That double up for Sean Winter moves him back to $1 million in chips. That
Still
puts
be enough.
Dylan Weisman on the short stack.
Back in the game.
Nothing but a flesh wound here for Eelis Parssinen, and you know,
I mean,
He doesn't
aces are also
ultimately
just
hate
good.
the situation. Yeah, it's good to knock a player out. It's good to get
I made
that
a shirt.
bounty. It's good to make the additional
All right,
prize jump, of
now
course.
I
But
want to participate. I didn't want to
Parson
participate.
can still just abuse this table, abuse the chip lead that he has right now.
Jeez.
The only thing that really changed is Weisman and Winter basically flip-flopped positions on the leaderboard. Weisman is under the gun here. 700K in his stack.
But
700,000.
that was my all-in.
He announces pot. He is all in. Weisman has 10-9-9 in a mystery card.
You participated.
Action now on Dustin
Now or
Goldklang, who
never.
has King, King, Jack 8. Goldklang not the deepest here. He's only working with 8 big blinds.
I'll lay you some EV.
He gives it up.
2.4 million.
Parson is going to re-raise the pot here. Try and isolate, get heads up with Dylan Weisman. Winter's putting that Jack 8-4 deuce in the muck.
Great time to
Seven?
double. Great time to
Now
double
he's
up.
got
I have
seven,
700.
four
7,
deuce.
seven exactly.
Oh, from earlier.
Yeah, 7 exactly.
Here we go. Dylan Weisman is all in and at risk. Up against the chip leader,
Okay.
Eelis
That's a fair fight.
Parssinen.
Yeah, it's a fair fight.
That's a beautiful hand.
Isn't it? That's what I'm saying. It's a pair
Weisman
too.
has 10, 9, 9,
Double suited?
6, double suited. Good hand to get his money in with.
10-10
Especially
jack.
good when he sees what he's up against here.
All right.
58% for Weisman to double
have
up.
it.
Let's see the flop.
Oh, that's a good flop.
Queen, 9,
You
5.
have a set?
I have a set.
Jeez.
Weisman
still
now
Weisman, dude.
improving to 93% with that set of 9s. here.
6,
Parssonen's going to need
3.
a miracle
don't
here
put
to
it
be
out.
able to win this one.
All right.
King
Oh,
on
winner.
the turn.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's going to lock it up, give 100% for Dylan Weisman.
Nice.
How did you not bet 2K on the
700,000
side?
is coming his way. 3 on
I
the
should have
river
put the 2K on the
to
side.
You're an
I
ex.
don't,
finish
I don't think
things
Alice would
off.
have bet against me that hand though. My hand's too pretty.
You are a big
700 times 2 plus the blinds and
Nice,
ante.
nice, 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 nice.
And Weisman's back up to 1.9 million here, putting
All right,
Sean
Sean, back to where we
Winter
started.
back on the short stack. And maybe even more
Dylan's
importantly,
like,
it moves
you can
Weisman
double.
up into 3rd place ahead of Dustin Goldklang. So Goldklang now, his day has gone south from the start. He's second to last in chips now. He's working with 8 big
You're like
blinds.
1.9
Winter
now,
still the
right?
short
More.
stack,
Or less.
on
Or
4.5
1.7 now.
big blinds.
1.3.
Eelis
1. Yeah,
Parssinen.
1.7 exactly.
Had gotten up to 12 million. Dipped back a little bit here after first doubling up Sean Winter, then doubling up Dylan Weisman, but he's still got 11 million in his stack.
Blue deck, baby.
Very healthy as the leader.
You're good at it. You know how to do it, Sean.
Dustin Goldklang here is under the gun.
Including the blind. 1.5 here.
1.5 behind.
I mean, this hand might just be so bad that even Parson has to fold it, which is pretty wild. Because he's been raising every single hand. He does give it up.
Shot's face.
Even Sean Winter's shocked, but that gives you an idea of just how bad of a hand Eelis Parssinen had. The 9-3-3 deuce is just about the stone worst of it.
Pot.
600,000.
Allan Lee's turn to be the bully here. He's going to pot from the small blind against Dylan Weisman's big blind.
Can't do it.
Once you see Eelis Parssinen fold and you're Allan Lee, I mean, you got to be doing cartwheels in your head because you get to be the bully at that point. Weisman does fold, and Allan
You
Lee
guys
picks
put a
up the
marker
pot.
down that he owes me 2,000 because I don't have my phone to text him.
You should have bet a bounty chip. That would have made it easier.
4. Yeah, you should have just. We should have just said one of these. Are we allowed to toss them back and forth? What's the difference? It's not
I don't know.
progressive.
Gaming might have something to say about that.
Yeah.
One turns into 2 into 3.
Turns into a
Turns
microeconomy.
into part of the stack.
Philosophizer said, "This is a fold. Don't get too cocky, Eelis." I mean, yes. That was a test of how abusive he wanted to be to these players with that 9-3-3 deuce, but he did find the fold there. If you are joining us on YouTube, let us know where you're watching from. As I like to do every time we stream on YouTube, location, weather, and beverage. I'm here in Las Vegas, of course. It's a beautiful 85, 90 degrees outside. Might sound hot, but honestly, it's not too bad for Vegas. It's quite nice. And I'm drinking a cold brew. There you see the towers of chips for Eelis Parssinen. He's up to 11.5 million. And right after you drop that location, weather, and beverage in the chat, hit the like button, please. Let's push towards 200 likes. I'm not asking for much today. It's a nice Saturday. Appreciate everyone who is here viewing the event number 2 final table of the PGT PLO series. My name is Donnie Peters. It's a pleasure to call the action for everyone. Action here over to Allan Lee. In the cutoff seat, he's going to limp in ace, queen, jack. Don't know his 4th card just yet.
I don't think I've played a level higher than this here.
Parson makes the
Same.
call, or
spend my
sorry,
cards.
checks his option in the big blind. 6-4-4 deuce. Allan Lee's got ace, king, queen, jack, double suited.
What did they finish yesterday?
Very pretty hand for him. Top 2 pair here for
Yeah, I think I saw 250.
500K?
Allan Lee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Quick bet, and Pärssinen gives it up. All right, I got Chicago, cloudy, 5 p.m. and a coffee. Pennsylvania, cold and a hot toddy. Michigan City with a coffee. Shout out, Christy. RMX, Indiana, welcome.
Is that another 6 shot?
Aurora, Indiana, sunny.
5.
Cool football
7.
weather.
7.
Football
7
weather is
with
the
the blind.
best
Thank
weather.
you.
And drinking a lemonade.
Total.
Yeah.
I see Trinidad, Cyprus, Canada, Duval,
1.4.
South Australia, Hawaii, Paris, Helsinki. Yeah, curious how many people here are from across the pond, Finland, to watch Eelis Parssinen here battle at this final table. He is the overwhelming chip leader. I see Memphis, I see Hamburg, Germany, Scranton, PA, Michigan, Sag Harbor, Florida, 80 degrees and pizza. I asked for the beverage, not the food. So I don't know if you're drinking pizza. Sounds disgusting if you are. Hopefully you're eating it. What's up from Toronto? Shout out to everyone. Got a nice spread out crowd as usual here on the YouTube streets. Parson just attacking again from the small blind, and Sean Winter is just, I mean, what are you gonna do? What's he gonna do?
Is that a good card or a bad card?
Good.
I believe Sean Winter is eyeing the payouts board, which is over behind the dealer. Probably seeing what the pay jump is, just making sure what's going on. It is just about a $15,000 pay jump right now that these players are facing. Winter has already used 2 time extensions here. All right, he's going to make the
There's
call
no way you were
against
going all in.
Parsonen.
I would have bet against you calling more than all
Winter
in.
not all in yet. He's still got 100K behind. He's got Ace Jack 3 deuce up against the King 8-6-5 for Parsonen. Ace 8-6. Parsonen flops 2 pair, 8s and 6s. Winter's got top pair. He's behind, but still a lot of equity for him. Check, check here on the flop.
Good bet, Dylan.
Jack on the turn. That gives Winter a better 2 pair. They check again. 10 on the river.
Check.
Check, check. And Sean Winter, you're going to win this and just about double up once again.
You saved, at least you saved yourself $100.
Badoogie.
A doogie. Wow. Ace, Jack, Deuce, 3, but doogie. I don't. It's kind of wild.
Sean Winter pulling in those chips. He's back up to 1.5 million. Now he's up in 3rd place. Dustin Goldklang drops to the short stack on 1.1 million. Dylan Weisman in between Winter and Goldklang. He's got 1.4 million. Sounds like
By
the
the way,
tournament staff.
am I allowed to check nuts there on the river?
That's a good
You're out of
call.
position.
Out of position.
Out of position.
Yeah, out of position.
How about in position?
What about
I
position?
think so.
You should be
It's-
able to.
Yeah, it's by discretion of the TD, but in that spot, I think they would think it's fine.
I mean, it makes sense that you should check the nuts there. It makes sense.
Yeah, there's no reason to have ever be balanced in that spot.
Yeah. I'm more saying for the rest of the tournament. I'm under the gun. Excuse me.
Dylan Weisman here, first to act. Weisman is on 7 big blinds. Dustin Goldklang behind him. Next to act, he's got 5 big blinds. Does Goldklang, well, 5.5.
10 seconds.
King 9-7 here for Dylan Weisman. He's going to think it over. Throws in 1 time extension. Every time a player throws in one of those time extension cards, it's an additional 30 seconds that they can go over the decision at hand.
Pot.
700,000.
All right, pot size raise announced from Weisman, 700K. Goldklang is next. He's got ace, queen, 9-8. Gives it up.
1.4. Yep.
Parson in here. Puts the 10-8-5 deuce in the muck. Sean Winter's got ace jack suited with a 9-5. That also gets folded.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
Allan Lee's got nothing, so
great.
Dylan Weisman chips up. Must feel pretty good to get that win there without having to really go to battle for Weisman. Pays for the blinds that he's about to go through.
Is it 125
Ace,
250
Jack,
next?
3 deuce, Badoogie, huh?
Big blind next.
I didn't think I had a loser, so
I wouldn't be surprised if it jumped to 300.
That's a tough one. Pre-flop.
Okay.
It's really tough.
I wasn't really thinking about what I should do. I was just like, do I have the winner or not?
I know you were. That's why I was saying it was tough. You had to feel into it.
I don't really.
You really went back and forth. You almost pitched your card. You had to feel.
I put the ace aside and I was looking at the jack 3 deuce.
Yeah, no, you see it. Yeah, it helped. You needed the jack.
I needed to make sure the ace wasn't looking too pretty to me.
Sean Winter just pulls out all the tricks here. Parson in here, he's been raising a lot, but he's actually got a good hand. Ace, king, king, deuce with clubs to the ace. A raise from him out of the cutoff seat. Action folds over to Dylan Weisman in the big blind. He's got 2 kings. Time extension goes in.
Sean, how much do you have now? 1.5?
1-4.
4?
Dylan, of course, very concerned with the two other short stacks lower than him on the leaderboard. Winter's got 1.4 million. Goldklang is right next to Weisman. He's got 1.1 million.
Is Jack 3 just Badug?
It was a
Use
Badug
it
combo.
up.
That's true. It was Badoogie.
Parson takes this one, chips back up to 11 million. This is the event number 2 final table, $7,600 bounty.
How about those
the
ARIA high rollers?
PGT
Are we
PLO
gonna play
series?
here at the studios or in the ARIA poker room?
I think Aria Poker Room.
There's a couple in the room. They're one-day events.
Yeah, they're doing the Stormex here. So they're doing,
Yeah. Are you talking about in the PLO series?
yeah.
What is that Stormex?
It's like an invitational thing for a crypto company.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
It's on PLO, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple events that are in the room. There's one-day events.
Yeah. It's like,
Schedule conflict. So.
Yep.
Parson in here looking down at the ace, king, jack 5 under the gun. Would expect a raise coming from the chip leader here. He's going to eye the stacks of the other players at the table first, though. $450,000 is the raise here.
Pass.
Sean Winter and Allan Lee both fold. Dylan Weisman now in the small blind. Weisman folds, and it's now on Goldklang in the big blind. 6-6, 3 deuce for him. Tyler asking, how much are the bounties? Bounties in this tournament were $2,500 each. Those red circular chips that say bounty on them, that signifies the bounties that each player has earned so far, each one worth $2,500. And then $5,000 of every buy-in went to the regular prize pool. All right, Goldklang is going to make the call here, take a shot, try and hit something on this flop, and go from there. Goldklang's got 450,000 behind. The pot's at 1.2 million. Here's the flop. King 6-3, extremely good for Goldklang. He flops a set of sixes. He checks, and Parson's going to put them all in, and of course, Goldklang is making the call with that set. Parson's going to see the bad news that he's very much behind here. Goldklang is at risk here, but in a very promising situation. He's got 90% to win this hand and double up. Turn is the ace of clubs, though. All right, 2 pair here for Parson, and looking for an ace or a king on the river. Queen of diamonds. Dustin Goldklang will double up. Did have to sweat it. It's never easy. Goldklang now back up over 2 million with that pot. And now it is Dylan Weisman and Sean Winter tied as the shortest stacks, both on 1.4 million in chips. Other than knocking out Brian Rast in 6th place, Eelis Parssinen, the chip leader, just hasn't been
Allan, you
able to
big
put
golfer?
anyone else away.
Yeah, it started about 2-3 years ago.
About doing Cascada.
It's just kind of far. I mean, I heard it's in good shape.
51 the big blind here.
Far.
They took away all their water fixtures. I mean, there's still like a pond and stuff, but they don't have like flowing water throughout the course.
Why?
because we're in the desert.
water drought.
Yeah.
250 to call.
250 to call. Okay. So I should be limping.
The deal
Blinds
is
are
give
up
me
now.
strategy advice.
125,000, 250,000 with a
Been limping for a
250,000
decade,
big
don't
blind
worry.
ante. Ace Queen 10 deuce here for Allan Lee in the cutoff seats. Chino Ream stopping
dare
in.
you. That's what I'm saying.
Chino Ream stopped in yesterday at the final table. He's popping his head
hand
in here
did
again
start this
today.
way. Like from
Allan
like,
Lee with a little fist pump for his friend Chino and comes in with a raise here from the cutoff seat to 825,000. Interesting to note that Lee is opening into Parsonen's big blind. Action does fold over to Parssinen. Parson gives it up,
Button move.
and Allan Lee chips up. These final 5 players in event number 2 came from a 149 entry field
Just
in this
125.
tournament. The final 5 guaranteed $44,700 plus any bounties that they earn, each bounty worth $2,500. You can see Sean Winter has 4 bounty chips in front of him, so that's an additional $10,000 in prize money that he'll collect upon, finishing this tournament, wherever he finishes, first or before. Or maybe he'll collect 7,500 because one is his, and if he does bust, he'll have to give it to somebody. But hey, just win the tournament, and then you're good. Just win the tournament, and then you're good. Across the studio today, we have event number 3, $10,000 pot limit Omaha kicking off. Live coverage of that event available on PGT.com. And then tomorrow we will bring you the final table of that event live here on the PokerGO YouTube channel. Dustin Goldklang does pot it here on the button with ace, queen 10. Eelis Parssinen's got the jack 8-8-5 from the small blind. He is going to fold his hand. Sean Winter folds from the big blind, and Dustin Goldklang takes that one. Starting on Sunday, we have a very fun event. 15K Progressive Bounty Tournament. That one is going to be wild. Cannot wait to watch that one get started, and then of course have the final table play out on the live stream in a couple days. Thank you, Teddy, for dropping the payouts into the YouTube chat. You can also find the payouts in the description of the YouTube video. First place is $149,000. That also comes with 149 PGT leaderboard points. Yesterday, we saw Matthew Wantman win event number 1, the $5,000 pot limit Omaha opener. Wantman won $151,500. It was his first PGT title. He's come close on the PGT before, but wasn't able to ever land a trophy. That all changed yesterday when he beat Jim Colopy in heads-up play. That makes Wantman the early frontrunner in the PGT PLO Series leaderboard race, player to accumulate the most points over the course of this series and all of the qualifying events, of which there are 9. That player will win a $25,000 championship bonus. Eelis Parssinen getting back to his bully ways. He makes it 875 on the button with King, Jack, 7 deuce. Sean Winter finds 3 kings in his hand. I'm sure he'd like to trade out that 3rd king for something else. Winter is in the small blind.
They got folded the winner.
Allan Lee in the big blind here. Ace 9, 5, 5, double suited. Closing in on 200 likes on the video. Just a few away, so if you haven't hit that like button yet, smash it for us. Press the thumbs up. Let's go. Come on. Up over 200. Let's push towards 300.
Fold.
Allan Lee gives it up. Eelis
Had the
Parssinen
winter.
takes that one.
You had the winter?
King, king, king.
Oh my god. But without an ace.
He gets
Without
back
an
up
ace.
over 10 million.
The other,
Eelis
what other
Parssinen
card did you pull
did
aside?
peak at 12 million in
I
chips.
put a king aside.
Oh, okay.
Things haven't really gone his way
had the
since
mild
he's
winter.
hit that peak, but
I
you
don't
know,
know,
still
I-
extremely healthy. The only player with
It-
an
it-
8-figure
it felt
stack
like I
at this
was gonna
point.
win, but-
Very, very much well out in front for Eelis Parssinen.
Would you have gone with the ace king 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 for your namesake?
I should have nothing to do with that. Just trying to go with winners, man.
I believe you.
My name is Donnie Peters. It's a
660
pleasure
is
bringing
something.
you guys the event number 2
Was that a bad call?
final table here from the
Can someone tell
second
me,
edition of the
Dylan?
PGT
not gonna tell
PLO
you.
series.
Okay.
It's better than
For all
ace
things
jack
PGT
3D.
related,
It is better than ace jack.
news, articles, schedule of
behind?
events, the leaderboard.
Yes. Yep. So 1.15
Check out
total.
pgt.com.
Race both.
Ace 875.
Parson here coming with another pot-sized raise with the 9, 7, 6, 3. Winter finds the king, queen, 10, 9. Winter very short, just over 3 big blinds. So is this one good enough for Sean Winter to put his money in? He already did so once and he got the double up. He won another pretty big pot. He wasn't all in when he essentially doubled up the second time as well. Here he's going to fold the king, queen, 10, 9. Allan Lee gives it up from the small blind. Now it's on Dylan Weisman in the big blind. Philosophiper saying Parson is playing this perfectly. I mean, he really is. I mean, this is, as I mentioned earlier, when you have a large chip lead like Parson has, I mean, you just have to be the bully. That's just how it is. You have to constantly put pressure on your opponents. You have to take some more marginal shots, try and take them out. Really handcuff anyone that's sort of in the middle. In this case, Allan Lee is, you know, pretty handcuffed there in second place. Weisman does make the call from the big blind. 10-5-4 rainbow flop. Not much there for Dylan Weisman. Parson didn't connect directly, but he's got a lot of draws, straight draws that are working around that 4 and the 5. Also backdoor spades for him. Weisman's got a pair of 4s and some backdoors himself. Check, check here on the flop. Ace on the turn. The percentages now flip into Dylan Weisman's favor as he picks up aces and 4s here for 2 pair. Parson still got 40% though that he's working with. Weisman's only got 275K behind, so just over 1 big blind. He checks. That's a bet.
Monster.
He's
And
4.
he's all in. Dylan Weisman with the call.
Better?
3 gutter.
Oh, that is
Parson
bad.
doesn't
That's
have
a
anything
monster.
yet.
Yeah, it is a
He's
monster.
got a draw.
I have a blocker.
and a good
I have
draw,
8.
but-
That's good.
Doesn't
board.
have a made hand just yet.
7.
Dylan Weisman has 2 pair and is looking to hold. You guys can see the outs at the top of the screen. It's a lot of them for
Damn,
Parson.
I
He's
would've
got
known.
16 outs. an 8, a 7, a 6, a 3, or a deuce.
7 out.
Deuce on the river. That is going to be one of the 16 outs for Eelis Parssinen. That ends Dylan Weisman's run in 5th place. $44,700 for him.
I had a bad feeling.
That red bounty chip worth $2,500 is going over to Eelis Parssinen.
Your brownie's right there.
He's back up over 11 million, and there are 4 players remaining.
A big blind.
I'm gonna get berated for making that
I
for
was no, Bun's not. I was
What is
small,
that?
right? He was in the big.
King, king, queen.
So I'm
Likely won't be
he
seeing
was-
the end
so Bun's here,
of
dead
Dylan
small.
Weisman
And one big.
King high suit.
from the PGT PLO series. Expect him to play all of the events, and with as skilled and experienced
look
as
like a
he
winner.
is in pot limit Omaha, it's probably a favorite to make another one of
King,
these
king,
live
king,
streamed
dude.
final tables.
You had a trip, Kings?
But right now, all eyes are on that man
have
right
about
there
two-
in the
two
yellow Nike sweatshirt,
Yeah.
the white Nike cap. That is
A
the
little, like,
Finland
slightly more, I think.
high stakes
with the dead
pro
Yeah.
Eelis Parssinen. The overwhelming chip leader still. Sean Winter just loving the fact that Dylan Weisman went out there in 5th place because Sean Winter earns a $15,000 pay jump. Sean Winter only has 3 big blinds in his stack.
Wrist pop.
Parson here coming in with another pot size raise, of course. Staying on the gas. Ace 9, 8-3 for him. Christie said, now we need Winter to double. Well, I'm sure he would love that.
How much is the raise?
70 total.
I think the other players
Is
at
it-
the table
yeah,
would
yeah,
like
yeah.
to see him
Pot is 7%.
hit the rail. Goldklang here in the big blind with ace, jack, jack 6. Tricky spot given the extreme short stack that is Sean Winter at the table. Doesn't make these spots easy to maneuver when you're in kind of that ICM cage. You of course want to outlast the extreme short stack, but you know, there is something to say about playing to win and taking the spots when they present themselves. 8, 7, deuce here, 2 clubs.
50,000.
Goldklang checks, Parson and pots it. And Goldklang is forced to give it up. Parson takes that one in. He's back up over 12 million. New peak for him. Sean Winter still the short stack. Leaderboard right now is Eelis Parssinen up on top, Allan Lee in 2nd, Dustin Goldklang in 3rd, and Sean Winter bringing up the rear with the short stack. Sean Winter under the gun here in the big blind on the next hand. See if he can find something here to put his chips in with. If not, 2 of those 3 big blinds are going in on the next hand. Never really want to be forced all in. I mean, sometimes the situation just calls for it, but of course would rather control your own fate as much as you can. This 10-9-7-3 double suited, though, let's see what Winter does with it. He has successfully made it to the top 4. Everyone left guaranteed $59,600. Winter with the limp under the gun there.
525 down.
He's got $525,000 behind.
Yes, sir.
Fold.
Allan Lee gives it up. Goldklang here with the ace, king, queen 10 in the small blind. Goldklang here limps in from the small blind. Parson's got king, king, 5 deuce in the big blind. Maybe he just goes for this here. Getting a close look on his opponent's stacks.
750.
It's 750.
There is the raise. Sean Winter just calls. He's got 25K behind.
That's 750.
Yes.
No gamble, no future.
Call.
Cool.
All right, Goldklang's in there, so we're going to go 3 ways here to the flop. Sean Winter is just about all in, but does have that purple 25K chip behind. Queen, Jack, 5, 2 clubs. Goldklang
I'm not
flops
on it.
top pair and a straight draw. Also got backdoor diamonds in his hand. Parson's got the over pair. Sean Winter's got the low end of a straight draw.
All in.
Goldklang checks.
Thank you for calling.
Parson bets.
Every figure's all in.
Winter calls all in and Goldklang calls all in. So we have a
Anyone have an 8?
3-way all-in clash here.
Pair the board.
Eelis Parssinen, the chip leader, trying to eliminate
You guys have
2
an 8?
players.
Jesus,
You
man,
full
in
quad
good
H,
shape,
Allan
huh?
Lee?
Nah, I don't think I had an 8.
There's a lot going on in this hand.
Put a 6 out there.
Allan Lee certainly interested as well. He was on the sidelines because he folded pre-flop, but should Parson win this hand and eliminate his 2 opponents, Allan Lee
5-8?
gets heads up. So he's going to be
take
very
that.
much interested here. You guys
4?
can see the equities on your screen.
6?
Goldklang,
8?
second best right
3,
now,
3,
but
running 3s.
51%
Wow.
on the hand to win.
see that one?
What are you rooting for?
Allan Lee is
There's a lot going on here. Sean Winter needs an 8.
You know who I'm
Okay,
rooting
he's
for.
got 4 outs. Goldklang's
I'm
got a
gonna
lot
give you
more.
a
He's
good-
looking at
here
11
comes an
outs.
ace.
Parson is
Three
just
of
willing to
diamonds.
fade all that sort of
That's
stuff.
beautiful.
A sides. I'm turning dead.
Let us know in the
Three of
chat who you guys think is going to win.
I think I'm
This
getting
is
turned
crazy.
dead.
4
Okay,
on the
Oh,
turn.
6. You're getting there.
I think an 8.
You're getting there.
That's good for Eelis
I
Parssinen.
think an 8.
Now Winter has an 8 or a 6 as outs.
There it
River
is.
is the ace of hearts. That gives Goldklang the Broadway straight,
Not the card I was rooting
but
for.
it
wait,
sends
not all of these.
Sean Winter to the rail.
Oh, just one for me, right?
Sean Winter out the door in 4th place. He's going to take home $59,600. Dustin Goldklang takes out Sean Winter, doubles through Eelis Parssinen, and he's very much back in the game. He's up to 2nd place in chips.
Well, at least
And
he
then
double through.
there were 3.
Good game.
Good game, Sean.
Okay, Sean.
Luck.
Good game to Sean Winter.
To you or put in my pocket?
Just under 60K is the cash for him, plus any bounties that he earned, $2,500 each for those.
Oh, let me get the mic.
Should see him hop into event number 3, $10,000 pot limit
sure
Omaha
I've got-
across the hall.
I got
Keep it?
3.6. Probably have a 10.
Think,
New stacks up at the top of the screen.
10,
Eelis
10.5
Parssinen
-ish.
still well out in
10 plus
front.
6.
Almost 10.8 million for him.
What do you
Dustin
have?
Goldklang with that
The
pot
bun-
jumps
the
up
bun,
into
I
2nd
think it's a
place.
dead bun. He was,
And Allan Lee
have a
is the
small
short
one.
stack
you're right,
now
you're right.
I was big,
yeah.
yeah. That's
in
small.
3rd
All right,
place.
so I'm big blind. You got, oh, you got like 4 and change.
These final 3 players are now guaranteed $74,500.
How much
A
do
little
you
more
have right
fun
now?
this way. 3.6 starting in the hand. But
First place
That's
worth
$250 dead, though.
You're like
$149,000.
4?
I haven't
little
counted yet,
four,
but
like 4. Yeah, there's 18.6. 4 and change.
37.
Down to 3. Allan Lee, Dustin Goldklang, Eelis Parssinen. Let us know in the YouTube chat who you are rooting for to take this one down from this trio. Are you rooting for the chip leader? Are you rooting for one of the shorter stacks to come back and take this one? For heads up here on this flop, Eelis Parssinen versus Allan Lee. King 10 deuce. Both players flopping top pair. Parsonen's kicker is better. He's also got diamonds working. If you haven't already, please be so kind. Hit that like button here for us on YouTube. That's a little thumbs up right below the video. 3 on the turn. I mean, that's hell low for Allan Lee. He hits a set of 3s here.
425.
And it's the 3 of clubs. The 3 of diamonds would have given Eelis Parssinen a flush. Parssinen comes out here with a bet, 425K. Lee makes the call. Ace of spades on the river. Allan Lee gets the check mark here as long as he doesn't fold.
Check. Seconds.
800.
800,000.
800,000 is the bet from Lee.
Call.
Set of 3s.
Parson makes the call here.
That's a good hand.
Set of 3s are going to be good for Allan Lee. Really the first misstep there from Eelis Parssinen, all final table. I know he's lost some pots before, of course, doubled some players up, but all of that was due to the aggression that he was applying on the shorter stacks and on the table. There, though, calls the river incorrectly. Loses a chunk of chips to Allan Lee, who moves up over 5 million and into second place ahead of Dustin Goldklang. Parson knocked back below 10 million in chips. Still the overwhelming chip leader, but probably stings a little bit there to give up that pot on the river. Nice value bet from Allan Lee, getting it done and getting paid off with those set of 3s. Parson gives up his button here. Allan Lee in the small blind with ace, king, queen 7.
$750.
Lee comes in with a raise to 750,000.
Call.
Dustin Goldklang makes the call. So we have the ace, king, queen 7 for Allan Lee up against the jack 10, 9, 7 for Dustin Goldklang. 10, 4, 3. Goldklang flopping top pair. Allan Lee's got 3 overcards to the board. He's also got the queen 7 working for clubs.
Like 1.75.
Allan Lee comes with a pot-sized bet here, 1,750,000. Goldklang now very much with a decision here. He's got 3.23 million behind, does Goldklang.
All in.
He's all in.
Good luck, guys.
Allan Lee's going to make the call. Pärssinen throws him a good luck, and here we go. We are off to the races once again. 55% for Allan Lee. Goldklang's got 45%. Goldklang is the player at risk. Allan Lee's got 15 outs. He's got 15 outs twice. And looking to get this thing heads up. Turn card is the Jack of Clubs, so that gives Allan Lee a flush, but Dustin Goldklang not dead yet. 2 pair, could make a full house. He needs a Jack or a 10 on the river. If not, he's going to be eliminated in 3rd place. River is the 7 of hearts. That's not going to do it. Dustin Goldklang is out. He tosses his $2,500 bounty over to Allan Lee, and we are heads up here in event number 2 from the PGT PLO series. Allan Lee on your left is going to take on Eelis Parssinen on your right.
Yeah, you guys want to take a break here so we can adjust you guys?
Heads up for the $149,000 top
What do you need?
prize.
How long?
The players are going to go on a
5
quick
minutes.
break, but I don't believe we are. The magic of editing, the magic of
Can I take
the
off my-
internet. We are going to cut that break out and come right back in and get into this heads-up match between Allan Lee
It is.
and Eelis Parssinen. And look at that, here we go. Allan Lee on your left. I think these two are pretty much exactly even in chips now. There you see at the top of your screen, Allan Lee's got a 25,000 chip lead. But for all intents and purposes, this thing is dead even coming up into the heads-up portion. First place, $149,000. Second place, $104,300. And then the player that wins is also going to win his opponent's $2,500 bounty as well.
I just realized we're not playing with the auto shuffler, huh? This whole series?
Yeah, because since IT is back there with this hack thing, they don't have the ability to fix anything. Because if they do break, we're stuck.
Got it.
So,
Allan Lee out of Tustin, California, by way of Huntington Beach, California. Professional poker player. In 2023, earlier this year, Allan Lee won the $10,000 pot limit Omaha tournament that was part of the U.S. Poker Open. Took that one down for $200,000. He is a WSOP gold bracelet winner. More than $3.7 million in live tournament earnings for Allan Lee. His opponent, Eelis Parssinen, more than $3 million in live tournament earnings. Also a WSOP gold bracelet winner.
100 more.
You say 100 more?
500 more.
500. 750.
These two very well versed in the game of pot limit Omaha. Parson here limping the button with 8-8-6-3. Allan Lee raises it up with the queen 10-8-5, and Parson makes the call. 10-9-3 is the flop. Allan Lee here picking up top pair.
Check.
Check.
Check, check here to the 8 on the turn. That gives Parson a set of 8s. It's the case 8. Allan Lee first to act once again. He checks. Gonna drop a little poll here into the YouTube chat. Who you guys want to win? Allan Lee or Eelis Parssinen? Let us know. Hit the button. And then hit the like button on the video. We're pushing towards 300 likes on this one. Bet of $750K here from Eelis Parssinen. Allan Lee makes the call. Pot is now up over 3 million in chips. 9 on the river pairs the board. Parson fills up.
Check.
Allan Lee checks.
What's in the middle? 3.
3.250.
Parson getting a verification on the size of the pot.
Gemini.
2 million is the bet announced from Pärssinen.
2 million.
See if Allan Lee can figure this one out and ultimately find the fold, because if he doesn't, he's going to be sending a lot of chips over to Eelis Parssinen.
10 seconds.
You said how much was in the middle? 3 what?
7. Time.
Time extension used for Allan Lee.
Call.
He makes the call. He's going to see the bad news here. Parson's going to show him a full house, and he does. That is a big pot of more than 7 million going over to Eelis Parssinen as he extends a nice lead here in the early stages of heads-up play. Parson now up over 13 million in chips. Allan Lee knocked down to 5.45 million.
Guys, you guys I don't have phones, so you guys keep your phones, just don't pull it out. Okay?
Oh, okay.
I think like, just keep your phone.
Allan Lee working on 18 big blinds now. Not out of it yet, of course. Plenty to work with, but certainly not as healthy as he once was.
Sorry guys, also we're at 20-minute lows when we're heads up too. So we're 20-minute lows. Sorry.
Quick blinds up. 3. 300.
3. Sorry. Yeah.
What's the chip count?
I got like 5 and change. He has 13.
Oh. Yeah.
What? So the blind's 300K. I got 1, 2, 3.
Lines up now for this hand. 150,000, 300,000 with a 300,000 big blind ante. Eelis Parssinen versus Allan Lee for the title here in event number 2 at the PGT PLO series. These two are battling for a $149,000 first place prize. Allan Lee coming in on the button here with a raise to 900,000. King, Jack, 10 deuce. Parson's got Jack, Jack, 8-5 in the big blind.
Can you, yeah, thanks. Couldn't see.
10 seconds.
About 60 big blinds in play total between these two.
Oh.
Parson makes the call. More than 2 million in the middle here as we go to a flop. 10-8-3, 2 hearts. Parson's jacks still good here. Also flopped a pair of 8s. Lee flops top pair here.
Check.
Parson checks.
Pot.
2.1.
Pot size bet announced from Allan Lee. That's 2.1 million going in. Just about half of what his stack was entering the flop. Parson gives it up, and Allan Lee takes this one.
600.
Parson in here going to start this one off on the button with a raise to 900,000. Ace 10 7 6 for him.
5.
The ace 10 7 4 for Allan Lee. Allan Lee's got all spades. Lee makes the call. 2.1 million in the middle again between these two, and here we go to a flop. Ace 8 4. 2 pair for Allan Lee, top and bottom, aces and fours.
Check.
He checks. Parson's got top pair, 10 kicker, gut shot, straight draw, backdoor, nut flush draw.
Check.
He checks back. 5 on the turn. There is the straight for Eelis Parssinen. That's 7-6, making an 8 high straight on the board. It is the 5 of spades, though, which gives Allan Lee a flush draw. Allan Lee, of course, blocking his own flush draw a little bit because he's got 4 spades in his hand.
10 seconds.
900.
900,000 is the bet here from
100.
Allan Lee. Parson elects to just call here. 5 on the river. Checkmark goes to Eelis Parssinen. He has to get to a showdown, though, of course. Board did pair here. Allan Lee checks.
What's in the middle?
3.9.
3.9 million in the middle here. Parson gets verification on that amount. Looks like a little over 2 million there. Dealer's going to count it down for us. Give us a count.
2.4.
2.4 million from Parson. We did see Allan Lee get sticky a little while ago against Parson's full house. Will he get sticky here again
10 seconds.
and pay this one off? If he does, he's going to see some more bad news because Parson has him here with this 8 high straight. Time extension used here. Let's see if we can get us up over 300 likes before this hand end, before Allan Lee makes his decision. Only need a handful of you to hit that like button, so if you are, would love for you to do so.
10 seconds.
Check flop.
Time.
Second time extension used from Allan Lee here.
Oh my gosh.
10 seconds.
Fuck yeah. Fucking straight. Fold.
Allan Lee does give it up, correctly so. Good discipline there. Even though you heard him there, question out loud. You didn't really know what Eelis Parssinen have. He did say that maybe a straight, so good instincts there from Allan Lee. Loses the pot, but Not the worst damage that could have happened. Pärssinen now climbing up over 14 million in chips. Getting closer and closer to the title here in event number 2. 149 entries in this one to start. We are down to the final 2. The man there in the yellow sweatshirt, that is Eelis Parssinen out of Finland. And over here we have Allan Lee out of California. 10-10-4-4 here for Lee on the button. Lee working with just about 15 big blinds in his stack. He does make the call here in position.
Check.
Parson's going to check the queen 8 deuce deuce. Eight, 5-5, 2 clubs here. The 10s are still good for Lee. He's also got a club flush draw now. Check, check here on the flop. 8 on the turn, and it is just Eelis Parssinen's day. Turns trip 8s here, takes the lead in the hand. He's going to come out with the lead here. 500,000 is the bet into a pot of 900K. Lee makes the call. Five on the river. Now that flips things back over to Allan Lee. Pot limit Omaha, you can only use 2 cards. You have to use 2 cards in your hand. So Parson's just got trip 8s. He's using the queen 8. Lee, though, is able to use the 2 10s, so he has a full house.
Pot.
1.9.
Pärssinen checks. Lee comes with the pot here. 1.9 million.
1.900.
A little bit of a smirk there from Pärssinen. Yeah, for those of you in the chat questioning how this is playing out, Pärssinen has 3 8s with a queen kicker. His hand is queen 8 8 8 5. Lee's hand is 5s full of 10s. Pärssinen does give it up, correctly assessing the situation, and it's Allan Lee's turn to win a pot, close the gap a little bit. Sorry, he did have the deuces in his hand. He did have a full house. Lowest full house possible. My apologies. Paying attention to that 8. But for all intents and purposes, same situation, because any higher pair for Allan Lee there is a better full house. I'm allowed 1 mistake, okay? You know, feel like I've done all right. Feel like I've done all right.
Nine.
900.
900K here on the button from Eelis Parssinen.
Call.
Call.
Yeah.
John O'Neill said I can blame the mistake on my partner. Well, I'm looking around the room and there's no one else in here, so I'm just going to blame myself. All right? Again, my apologies. All right, so Allan Lee did call here out of the big blind and then checked the king 10-5 flop with 2 clubs on it. Check back from Pärssinen, 4 on the turn.
Check.
Lee checks again.
Check.
Three on the river. 100% here for Pärssinen with those jacks, but probably not feeling super confident about having his hand. We'll see if we can get this one to showdown.
Seconds.
1.2.
1.2.
Lee comes here with 1.2 million. Looks to me like a pretty well-timed bluff here, given the strength of Pärssинen's hand. But are Pärssинen's senses up here? Immediately puts a chip on his cards. He does flick in the call. Look at that. Lee's going to show the bluff. And Pärssинen's going to show those jacks. And that's the winner. Eelis Parssinen there with a very, very big call. A little wink there. A wink to outside the room. Maybe he's got some spectators outside the door looking on in. Big pot there for the Finn. He's up over 15 million now. Leon just over 3 million. Allan Lee just under 11 big blinds in his stack left to work with. Eelis Parssinen stretching his chip lead out. He's got 83% of the chips in play here. Heads up in event number 2 at the PGT PLO series. Philosophiper said, I don't care that he won. That call was terrible. I mean, the chips went his way.
9.
You could kind of sense it right away, too. I mean, as soon as Lee bet, Pärssinen, you know, put his chip on his cards, he kind of looked like, this doesn't make much sense to me. I'm sure those of us that play poker have been there before. You know, something doesn't make sense to you. Things are kind of going crazy in your mind. You know, you want to call, but there's the feeling of thinking somebody's bluffing, and there's actually pulling the trigger. You got to give credit there to Eelis Parssinen for ultimately pulling the trigger. I think you also have to give credit to Allan Lee, because on the short stack, putting that much of your chips at risk there on a bluff, just trying to take up the pot.
How many chips there is in the play?
18.
Okay. All right.
How much Clifford asking, what are the prizes? Payouts are in the description of the YouTube video, and these two are playing for $149,000 first place prize, second place worth $104,300. This is a bounty tournament, so all of those red bounty chips are worth $2,500 each. So the winner of this tournament is going to get an additional $2,500 on top of all the other bounties that they made. It looks like both these players have about 10 bounty chips each, which is about, you know, $25,000 at the end of the day in additional prize money. Here you have Pärssinen raising on the button to 900K. 3-bet from Allan Lee to 2.7 million from the big blind. Allan Lee's got King, King, 10-5. Pärssinen got Queen, Jack, 10-4. He makes the call. Allan Lee's got 850K behind going to the flop. This could be it, folks. It could also be a big double up for Allan Lee. Let's see what this flop brings. Allan Lee's giving a little laugh. King, King, 10. Hello, quads. Pärssinen can't even look, and I mean, he's going to see the bad news on this flop. He did flop a straight draw. Backdoor hearts, he's got a pair of 10s as well to go along with those kings on board. Allan Lee's all in for 850K. Not going to slow play those quad kings. He shows his hand. Pärssinen is drawing dead. So we've seen Allan Lee. He made a straight flush on the second or third hand of the final table. Now he has quad kings here in heads-up play.
Oh, sorry.
Dealer runs out the board. 8 deuce.
850.
Doesn't matter what those cards are.
Yeah.
850.
Allan Lee is doubling up here with quads.
850.
Big pot there. Allan Lee is up to 7.4 million now. Pärssinen looks like he smells a fart. Doesn't like it. More than 11 million in his stack. Same level, big blind still 300,000. Allan Lee still, I mean, he's in second place, but much healthier now that he just doubled up with those quad kings. 7.4 million for him. That represents 40% of the chips in play. Parson's got 60%, up over 11 million. 900K is the raise on the button from Allan Lee. King 10 6 5 for him. Parson's got king queen 5 5. Ace, ace, 6. No quads on this hand, or on this flop, I should say. Pärssinen checks. Jim Adams asked, what did Pärssinen have? Well, he flopped a straight draw and 2 pair, but ultimately was drawing dead. Didn't matter. Lee took that one, closing the gap even more. Now just 1,425,000 is separating these two players. Pärssinen had stretched his lead out quite a bit. He was up over 15 million. Then Allan Lee flopped quads and doubled them.
Level?
150.
150.
Limped pot here pre-flop, bringing us to the 988 board. Parson here has an 8 in his hand. Lee's going to check call 300,000 with that straight draw. 4 on the turn. Lee checks again. There's 1.5 million out there in the middle. Sorry, 2 pair. My apologies for Allan Lee. Another bet here. Larger size from Eelis Parssinen. 1.2 million. 1,025,000. Allan Lee gives it up, correctly so, and
200, 400, 400 now.
the blinds are up. 200,000, 400,000.
200, 400.
Allan Lee here on the button. First hand to start this new level. Big blind now, 400,000.
1.2.
Allan Lee coming in with a raise here.
1.200.
1.2 million it is. Lee's got king, queen, jack, deuce, double suited. Parson quickly calling with the eights, 7, 7, 5. He's got spades in his hand. 2.8 million in the middle here, going to this flop. Seven, 4, 4. That is quite the pretty sight for Eelis Parssinen. He flops sevens full of fours. Lee has a club flush draw, but that won't be good. Check, check on the flop. King on the turn. Parson's full house still best. This king on the turn could get Lee into some trouble here.
One point six.
1.6 million is the bet from Eelis Parssinen.
1.600.
Allan Lee makes the call here. Pot swells to 6 million. River, king of clubs. Parson's full house. Still best. Does change a little bit. It's sevens full of kings now. And Allan Lee has a club flush, but it is a second best flush to the full house of Parson. There's 6 million in the middle. Allan Lee has 4.9 million behind. Could this be it?
What's in the middle?
600.
All in.
6 million. That's 6 million.
All in announced from Eelis Parssinen.
1.6.
The bet is 4.9 million, putting Allan Lee to the test for his tournament life.
$6 million there.
6 million.
At least one time extension used there for Allan Lee as he thinks over this decision. If he calls, tournament's over. Eelis Parssinen wins. If he's able to find a fold, the match will go on. What do you think, chat? Do you think Allan Lee is going to be able to find this one?
10 seconds.
Bluffing with a 4.
Pump fake? There's the fold. Well done, Allan Lee. Saves his tournament, correctly so. Leaves himself with 4.9 million, but had he called, we know it would have been over. Good discipline lay down there from Allan Lee. Lives to fight another day here. Heads up in event number 2. Going up against Eelis Parssinen. Pärssinen stretching that lead out once again with that pot. Up over 13 million once again.
Option. Raise 1.200.
Pärssinen limps and Lee raises it up, gets the job done. Parson puts his hand in the muck. The PGT PLO Series is part of the PokerGO Tour. The top tournament players in the world compete on the PGT. It includes more than 100 high-stakes poker tournaments, $1.3 million in bonus prize money. Visit PGT.com to see where the best players rank. Plus, you can check out the schedule, events, news, so much more. That's PGT.com. This is event number 2 of the PGT PLO Series, a $7,500 PLO Bounty tournament. 149 entries began. We are down to the final 2. Allan Lee in the Titleist hat. His opponent, Eelis Parssinen, in the Nike cap.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he's got the cap off right now. These two are the ones battling for the $149,000 first place prize. Lee limped the button to start off this hand. Parson made a 1.2 million. Lee made the call. Queen, 9-8, 2 clubs here on the flop. Parson comes with the pot.
2.8.
Bet 2.800.
2.8.
The bet is 2.8 million. Lee has 4.1 million in his stack. So this bet here representing a large portion of what Lee has left.
Call.
All right, Lee makes the call here. Could be watching the final hand here play out, depending on what this turn is. 7 of diamonds on the turn.
One pair.
Parson puts the
One
rest
pair
of the
here,
chips
too.
in to get Lee in, all
That's a
in.
good hand.
Lee makes the call quickly. And here we go. Allan Lee, 60% to double up here. He does have to fade 16 outs that Eelis Parssinen has. Parson looking for a club to make a flush.
Blocking me. If you have a
Yeah, blocking
A
few
jack, a 7, a 6, or a 3.
Of diamonds.
Oh, yeah.
3 of diamonds.
The ace of clubs on the river. That is the flush for Eelis Parssinen. He is going to be the winner here in event number 2 at the PGT PLO Series. Allan Lee eliminated in second place for $104,000. Plus it looks like about 9 or
Take this,
10
right?
bounties worth
Like this?
$2,500 each. Parson here. That man gets the trophy. He gets the $149,000 first place prize. He also gets what looks to be about
Yeah.
10 or 11, maybe 12
It's
bounty
over.
chips himself.
Is it good?
Welcome to the winner's circle, Mr. Parssinen. You are
Sure.
the event number 2 winner. And that's going to wrap it up here for us in event number 2, or should I say for myself. Donnie Peters flew solo today. Appreciate everyone who tuned in for this exciting final table. Eelis Parssinen comes out on top. He is the winner, $149,000 in prize money for him. We'll be back tomorrow with another final table of event number 3, $10,000 pot limit in Omaha. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll talk to you next time.